and welcome to the NXT review. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by a lot of Dudley boys. Michael Sidgwick from WhatCulture, here to review everything that happened on last night's episode of NXT. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review the show formerly known as NXT 2.0, an hour off, I don't know, like AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup that we complete with a very good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Michael Sidgwick to review last night's episode of NXT. Highs and lows this show for me.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I can't really remember that much that went on. Like, we usually, it's, 3 o'clock?
3, yeah.
3 o'clock UK time.
So you watched it about 10 hours ago,
something like that. I have difficulty enough remembering the content of the show when we usually record it earlier than this. Remind me.
Well, big title wins, big cup losses. So I'm a bit worried about a guest of ours being maybe in a bit of a mood.
We'll see. I do remember. I remember the stuff.
Yes. Well, the show opened with a big recap of what happened over the past couple of weeks. Right.
And God bless the United States.
Not an endorsement. Just says it funny.
Just says it really funny.
We see obviously the heel turn of Wes Lee, and we cut backstage and we see him entering and being asked why he turned on the rest of the Rascals, and he says, it's time to start taking what's mine. More from Wes in a short while, because opening the show is the NXT champion Ethan Page. He gets the microphone from the reporter, takes off the little mic block, puts his own little all-ego one on there, and cuts a promo recapping basically what's happened as he walks through and makes his entrance. He gets in the ring and says the NXT universe wanted Oro Mensah to dethrone him, but what Oro and all of us found out is that when Ethan Page says it, it comes true. He said he was talented, he had the skills, he's all ego, he earned it. The ego era is rolling strong. No one's taking this title from him, basically. He said Wes Lee chirping, he's not taking the title.
Love chirping, don't they, on NXT? They love that word, chirping.
If Trick Williams figures out Pete Dunne...
What are they, birds?
Some of them. If Trick Williams figures out Pete Dunne, he's not taking it, and Pete Dunne can break every finger he has, and that won't loosen his grip on the title because the era of ego will roll on. It's not NXT, Sidge. It's NX.
Me. He said that is like a bit of a wordplay, yeah? Pete Dunne can break every one of my fingers, and it still won't have an effect. And folks, where's the lie? Has anyone finished a Pete Dunne match and thought, oof, better get that scene too? I think that's broken.
That's a weakness of mine for next week.
I've had my finger snapped in half. Stupid move.
Anyway, he's
retire it.
Interrupted by, someone we called as potentially challenging him, Joe Hendry, who apologised.
I like it, I think they're magicians. I'll clip my fingers and do your hand. Look at buttons. If you're going to do, you're clicking your fingers, that's how it works. I just kind of see it. You've done well to obscure the trick. It's a magic trick, but ultimately it has no lasting effect.
No. Hendry apologises for the interruption, but he did say last week you don't need to say his name for him to appear. You can see why you think Ethan Page...
Foreshadowing a promo train. It's one way to improve upon a promo train.
Yes, exactly. You can see why Page thinks he's the talk of NXT. He's the NXT champion. He shocked the world at Heatwave when he won the title, and he was the talk of WWE for 90 seconds until Joe Hendry's face closed the show. And again, folks...
Where's the lie?
The studio audience are loving Joe Hendry. They're chanting for him, but Page cuts him off. Says, why don't you just take your victory from last week and get your ass back to TNA? Don't know why you're hanging around here. And Hendry says, for the same reason everyone is, to win the NXT championship. And the crowd chants, we believe. And Page is like, of course you are. Makes sense. Everyone believes in Joe Hendry. TNA believes in him. NXT believes in him. The entire world believes in Joe Hendry. The only problem is Ethan Page doesn't. But he does believe, Joe Hendry's song makes him sick to his goddamn stomach. He's on the 14th minute of his 15 of fame. And his Heart of Hearts If Joe is silly enough to come after him in the title, he's going to expose him as a flash in the pan. And Hendry quite rightly says, I'm no flash in the pan. I've been grinding for 10 years. I've been making believers out of everyone, from the likes of Kurt Angle to Booker T, who's like the president of my fan club or whatever. Even HBK, Shawn Michaels, believes in Joe Hendry, and he's going to make a believer out of Ethan Page when he takes the NXT championship and takes it to London and Paris and Tokyo. Everyone's not singing it, loving it. His theme music plays. Page sort of jaw jacks for him as he leaves the ring, and then suddenly Wes Lee attacks Joe Hendry from behind, nails him with a super kick to leave him laying.
We were half right on the preview about his next challenger.
Yeah.
Clearly you were heading to some kind of multi-man situation at
NXT. No, merci.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Indeed. Très bien. That's about it. Piscine. It's a swimming pool.
Agréable.
Bonbon. Sweeties.
Anyway, this was, I think, fine.
Yeah.
You're never going to get, I'm sorry, I don't want to break your little heart here. I don't want to piss in your chips. You're not going to get like the most arresting, down the lens, fiery, badass threats.
No.
In WWE/NXT. WWE come NXT.
Indeed.
Indeed. You're going to get wordplay, sort of very even, practiced dialogue in these sorts of segments. So the content's a content. It's always going to be this sort of copy. It's all about the poise, the delivery, the reaction. This felt like a big NXT match.
Yeah.
In waiting. So that's fair enough. I'll probably never remember the words exchanged. All I remember is the atmosphere in the building and whether it seemed to be a big thing within the NXT landscape. And it did feel like that. You know, Hendry had that really well-received week last week. He's done remarkably well to get over. He does feel like he's arrived. That momentum, that form continued. One thing I will say, the Wes Lee stuff's the Wes Lee stuff. I was soured on it retroactively because I don't think his promo was very good later on. Spoiler alert. It's funny. So Ethan Page was like, go back to TNA.
Yeah.
And then later on, Wes Lee, talking about his erstwhile colleagues, was like, go to TNA, I'll go on to bigger and better things and all the rest of it. It's like, you're in a partnership with this company, guys.
It's all right. They've probably already had the chat with Jordan Grace. They're getting Joe Hendry's going nowhere.
Yeah, it's just, if the idea is, you know, you're meant to take the guys from NXT seriously, I suppose if you're, you know, one of the WWE sort of hot shots, you probably would, character-wise, you would have this opinion of TNA.
Over there.
I just think it's funny that TNA is so TNA that I think it's like an almost involuntary thing. It's like, yeah, let's bury them. It's part of the copy.
Yeah, they
It's
can't
like,
help themselves.
Yeah, they can't help themselves. They can't. It's like, you know, we're kind of collaborating with them and they're meant to be quite good.
We'll get Tatum Paxley, thank you very much. All evens out in the end. I'm happy for Tatum Paxley, but it doesn't feel like a fair trade.
I couldn't care less.
Well, careful, because she might give you the creeps.
Oh, God, Tatum Paxley does give me the creeps.
This was followed by, he cut to the No Quarter Catch crew locker room. Charlie Dempsey's warming up ahead of his Heritage.
Who?
Charlie Dempsey.
Correct.
Is warming up ahead of his Heritage Cup match. Ren Sinclair's kind of annoying him, basically, whilst he's warming up with Miles Bourne. And he says, I need to focus on my cup tie. I've waited months for this match. Ren says, I'll see you there, don't worry. Ooh, foreshadowing. And then Ava, she hasn't got the surname, she's the Rock's daughter and general manager of NXT, says next week we're going to have a No Merci Gauntlet Eliminator. Women who haven't had a title match. The winner taking on Roxanne Perez at No Merci. And they've got a tumbler, right phrase, thing to draw the balls out of. First three names, Ren Sinclair, Sol Ruka, and The Riz. All bad news for the family on this show. There's also a bit of a...
It was excellent news. They got away from the No Quarter Crotch crew.
There's also a bit of friction there because obviously this is being presented as Stevie's idea, but the other guy who's got a really familiar face, who's the other assistant to Ava,
Robert Stone
tries to insist this is his idea, not Stevie's. But
this is absolutely. Does even okay.
Oh, Heritage Cup match. I'm going to miss enjoying these matches.
You're going to miss pretending to enjoy these matches.
Tony D'Angelo defending the biggest prize in all of sports entertainment, physically, against Charlie Dempsey. The family's there. The rest of the No Quarter Catch crew's there. Cagey first round. Dempsey seems
boring as first round, I think I'd say.
Dempsey.
Cagey.
Just two sides figuring each other out in the first 15 minutes of a game. Dempsey got the upper hand with submissions. Tony got the pinfall in round 2 though. He countered submission into forget about it for the 1-2-3. 1-0 up. You'll never guess what happened in round 3, Sidge. We missed the entire thing in a hand break. There's like a near fall just as the bell goes, basically.
I love how it just completely illuminates how ridiculous it is that you would just take a break in the middle of the action. Like wrestling's stupid.
Yeah. Like, well, join us for the 4th quarter of this crucial NBA game. We'll miss the 3rd.
Yeah.
All adverts. But when we come back, can they do it? Ren jumps in after the 3rd round and starts smacking Charlie as she did to Tavian Heights to fire him up into round 4. Tony comes in though, standing belly to belly, another one, power slams Dempsey, gets some near falls off that. Tony went for forget about it. Dempsey countered with a pin. That got 2. And then Charlie Dempsey sends Tony into the turnbuckle and bridged, got a pin. 1-1 going into round 5. Tony D hits a spine buster, gets a 2 from that, but Dempsey pulls him into a triangle choke. And D'Angelo puts him up on the turnbuckle, and then it all kicks off. Miles Bourne tries to get involved. Stax takes him out. That distracts the referee. And as Tony D is standing on the middle rope, Ren trips Tony D. He falls, and he gets caught by Charlie Dempsey with the bridging butterfly suplex. 1, 2, 3.
That looked nice. He's got good technique, hasn't he?
Yeah.
If nothing else.
The NQCC regain the Heritage Cup. It's gone from the family, Sidge. Devastated.
Couldn't care less. But not all bad news.
Well,
Tony,
every cloud.
There is a rich history and tradition in WWE of failing upwards. Mm-hmm. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Sometimes it's just Samoa Joe and Kofi Kingston. Remember that?
Yeah.
Then sometimes it's genuinely right. Okay, you've gone as far as you can with the Intercontinental title, like Gunther in recent times. Mm-hmm. Like Bret Hart in the classic times. Mm-hmm. The idea is like you've got this, but you've proved your worth. I think you can go up a level and draw on top. Is this not what's happening with Tony D?
Do you remember how grumpy I was on the Raw after WrestleMania?
It was fantastic.
It was like the happiest.
I've never seen you more annoyed.
One of the happiest weekends in recent memory. Just got everything. Got the Cody win.
Got the Rock win.
Got the Rock. Yeah, got all that good stuff. Gunther, Sammy, you and I stood next to each other just loving that,
losing
obviously.
the minds.
And then obviously I'd been at Stand Delivery earlier on in the weekend. And fair play, Ilya Dragunov did his best and retained the NXT Championship.
Performance of a lifetime.
But then he appeared on the Raw after WrestleMania, and what did I say?
It's a point in Ilya beating him then. He looked, I've never seen out like it. I was howling with laughter. I've seen you like a bit annoyed, but you're always so rational about it.
Yeah, no point crying over spilled milk and all that.
You're very rational when you're annoyed. Sometimes you can get vaguely flustered. Mm-hmm. You were incensed.
The only thing that pulled me out of it was The Rock coming out, calling us trash.
Yeah.
Back in the game now. Anyway, Kalani Jordan, the Women's North American champion, and Lola Vice, they're walking backstage talking about Kalani's match with Tatum last week. But Tatum's over there. She's giving me the creeps, to be honest, mate. She's been all weird.
Don't be honest with me, mate. To be honest, mate. Shut up, man.
She's crazy. That's the story. And she's talking to herself. Lola goes over and sort of tries to console her. And she snaps on her. Says, not everyone can be popular MMA fighters who get everything handed to them. And Lola basically says, see you out there. Let's have a bare knuckle fight then. Not having that. Good. I like Lola Vice.
Yeah, you sure do.
We get a video package hyping up Eddie Thorpe versus Lexis King, talking about their music choices. Alexis says he did Thorpe a favor by smashing his hand, and Eddie is as demonic as the music he creates. What?
That's some kind of like, is Brian Pillman Jr. been watching the Olympics and getting a bit scared for no reason whatsoever, and the rest of those lunatics.
Yeah. And then I thought, well, he's going to look a bit of an idiot when Eddie Thorpe beats him now. And then he just beat him. Like, yes, he targeted the arm.
The weakened hand.
The weakened hand. So, but I thought this was going to be the start of the comeback. In the end, no, he just hit him with the coronation neck breaker and got the 1, 2, 3. And I was like, oh, where's Eddie Thorpe's push gone?
Beats me. This was fascinated by the entity that is Lexis King. Because how do you be so nondescript and bad at the same time? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm always mesmerized by that beard as well. So does he presumably, is that a daily shave job to get complete, or does he just reckon he just grows it out?
I reckon.
And then on the day?
I reckon he does it multiple times a day. So, like, perfect's the wrong word. Exact, because it's not perfect. He looks like an asshole.
Yeah.
And that's the point. That is the point. It's very precise.
I swear I heard as well that Mello was the one who recommended the barber to him. He said, I arrived in NXT and Mello was like, oh, you want to get a beard that made me look like an asshole. that's the guy you need to go to, basically. But yeah, he colours it in a bit. Yeah, you're right. I used to work with someone I remember who'd get their hair cut every 2 weeks without fail.
Micah Richards.
Imagine meeting Micah Richards.
Yeah, I love him. Love him.
What a guy.
2 weeks?
Yeah. He had one of those really it's a bit like his beard. He had like that sort of high, tight, really.
I find it annoying. Like, when you go to the barber and it's just people with like a short back and naughty. Like, number one on the sides and like, you know, short on top or whatever. Like, you look exactly the same coming out as you did going in. And all you're doing is wasting my time. So I've switched. I've gone from the Turkish barbers to one that does appointments. Because the Turkish barber's closer.
Is that just a walk-ups?
Just to walk up and, it's just like, it takes hours.
Do they do that thing where they like light stuff in your ear?
If they can be asked.
Fancy. Never had that. Scares me, to be perfectly honest. Naked flame. What could possibly go wrong here? Trick Williams, in a promo, a video thing, says, Pete, let's talk about it. He is going to figure it out and do a gamble against Pete Dunne because he solves problems and he talks about problems he's had in the past. Carmelo Hayes stabbed him in the back, so he beat him. The issue, another issue he had was he couldn't beat Ilya Dragunov, so he beat him. Talks about someone throwing rocks at his car and he getting beat up, but he figured that out by the end of the year. He isn't coming to Dunne for advice. He's coming to a rematch. One way or another, he'll figure him out. And then Dunne is interviewed by Kelly, who blows off a rematch with Trick Williams and says he's focused on the NXT Championship. So Trick's going to cost him next week.
Indeed, and that's your sort of thing to do before the Trick Page rematch,
One would
presumably.
assume, yeah.
You know what I didn't bury that I should have buried?
Oh.
What's Tony D.D.ing? What's he doing?
Oh, yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, you...
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I had an issue with Tony D'Angelo.
For the first time ever.
Well,
What's he doing? He's just...
As always, I will obviously let it play out. WWE have earned those privileges. But he's been...
Such a mark.
Chief, cheerleader for, hey, let Ren Sinclair into the No Quarter Catch crew. And he's been throwing Heritage... Do you reckon he just can't be asked carrying that Heritage Cup around? Because he's been throwing out title opportunities left, right, and centre.
It's not so much the physical weight. It's more the stigma of it being the most boring thing in wrestling. Maybe he just wants to get away from it.
But yeah, I was just like... I wasn't expecting necessarily for her to be like a double agent and actually secretly part of the family. But I was like... That's not really paid off, that whole campaign you've done there for Ren Sinclair, has it? But as you say...
I'm baffled, and it's stupid.
But let it play out.
Okay. What if it doesn't play out? What will you do then?
Well, as always, I'll hold my hands up. But you'll have forgotten about this by next week, so I'm absolutely fine. I have no issues.
True.
The
show stinks.
They cut to the girls, and you never guess what they're doing. So.
They love writing these poor women as the most bitchy, agitated, snipey, chirping. Like, it's just so normalized. Like, no, I don't think a single podcaster points this out other than us.
Bitch. It's the team of Fallon Henley, Jasmine Nix, and JC Jane. They're going at it with Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. JC says that all the women in the locker room should be following in Fallon's footsteps. Sorry, didn't realize that until I read it.
So you should have said following Henley's footsteps.
And Jakara says, I don't see you as anything but opponents if you're in the gauntlet match. And we'll find out more people in the gauntlet match in a bit. After Lola Vice versus Tatum Paxley. That's how you defeat creepy people. A spinning back fist to the face normally does the trick.
Yeah.
Kalani Jordan on commentary. But Wendy Chu snuck in. That was scary. Choked out Kalani. That allowed Paxley to use the distraction to jump Lola Vice, but she missed the swanton, and Vice just hit her with a spinning back fist for the win in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it was a match that happened. Okay. Not sure what that was. Moving swiftly on. This Paxley Chew stuff. Why are they doing it?
Well, they've lost the unholy union. They need a new.
No. The first mistake. What's the need? You say the word need?
Well, you've got all the categories, and that spooky category is not being filled as of it wasn't.
You don't need to fill it.
Every show needs spooky characters. It's 2.0, baby. This is the. It's very. Are
you scared?
Which one?
Wendy Chu.
Man.
Bad, scared bad.
I'm scared to go to sleep. She's like...
It's not Freddy Krueger, mate. It's Wendy Chu. So I think you're going to be all right. Yeah.
Freddy...
Oh, my God, I just realised.
Freddy Chuga. Go on.
Yeah. She is... Maybe it's made sense all along. She loves to sleep. Where does Freddy get you?
Exactly.
Third film's called Dream Warriors.
Ooh, I've never seen them, I don't think.
Any of them?
Nah.
One is good.
Johnny Depp in the first one.
Yeah, Johnny Depp's in the first one. First one's good. It's silly. It's not like Halloween scary. Third one's good. I can't remember any of the others.
How many? There's a lot of them, isn't there?
That's too many to count, really.
The Riz is backstage with the general manager of NXT, Ava. She hasn't got a surname. She's Rock's daughter. She says,
Thanks, Ava. It's been a bit of a rough night for the family. I needed that. Always watching.
What?
It's a Monsters, Inc. reference.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was wondering what the...
Do you know there's a Monsters, Inc. ride coming to Disney? Apparently.
Why the hell would I care about that?
That's class. I want to go on that. You liked it? You know the bit where they ride the door? Apparently there's going to be... Just to keep you in the loop.
I don't think I've seen it.
Monsters, Inc.
I think I've seen it, but it's one of those where you go on, like, not certainly before my children arrived. Mm-hmm. So when was it out?
2004?
It was absolutely...
Hang on.
I was Oh.
Yeah.
Time to play the game! Time to play the game!
Did it.
When did Monsters, Inc. come out?
See, I've got no idea. It was not on my radar at the time. So, 2003.
Nicholas, you want to take a guess? Okay. I said 2004. I think, yeah. Because Monsters University was a few years ago now. Yeah, I'll go 2004. 2003, 2004.
3. Was it 2?
I can confirm. Michael Sidgwick is closest.
Hey!
It was 2001.
Really?
2001. Oh, so in 2001, 16 years old, I'm not watching Pixar movies. No. Yeah.
96% of Rotten Tomatoes.
96 on Rotten Tomatoes. Fair play. It's great. Good watch.
No, I've since watched it, half watched it with the kids, but it's that sort of thing where you do your big activity on the weekend day, come back, stick a film on.
Yeah. But you're doing tea and stuff like that.
Twitter.
As well. Yeah. Twitter. Yeah.
Twitter and tea. Maybe putting some washing up.
I still remember watching Frozen.
Washing away.
Hanging it properly, obviously, we've talked about before, etiquettes of hanging washing. That
Yeah.
some people can't get. Despite being told several times. I still remember watching Frozen years after everyone else because I was like, everyone was banging on about it. And I was like, oh. And then my niece and nephew came up and we put it on. And the heel turn in that movie is incredible.
This is like Shayna Baszler territory, this.
Tried it, run from it. Elsa's coming. The other people in the Non Merci Gauntlet de Match Eliminatoire are Jada Parker, Kendall Gray, and Carmen Petrovic.
It's Kendall Gray. I'm serious.
Kendall Gray is, of course.
Of course.
That one.
What's she been up to?
Well, she boasts some of the most natural mat skills of any superstar on the NXT roster, and she's been proving it every Tuesday night, mate. That's what I'd say.
That's what I say.
Anyway, it doesn't matter because immediately...
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Brinley Reese says, I'm happy for you, Carmen. And Carmen says, thanks.
Carver's one with a sword.
Yes.
Yes.
See?
Got one.
You need a thing, don't you? A bird, a sword, a doll.
The best mat skills.
Best max skills. Carmen says, hey, thanks very much. I'm sorry you didn't get drawn in the thing. And Izzy Dane walks up and says, I should have been in that match. Can't stand you. So they just set up a match for in a bit.
Yeah. Probably went 3 minutes.
Yep. Wes Lee's walking to the ring. He soaks up the booze. Says, look, I get it. Last week I shocked the world. Shocked myself, if anything. I thought I'd win the tag titles with my best friend, but Zach let me down again. He let me down 2 years ago. One of the greatest tag teams in NXT history is dead. Everyone's feeling sad for Zach, feeling sorry for me. They doubted me.
What are you doing? It was your brother. Absolutely bobbins.
They doubted him. They asked what he'd do now, whether he'd find a new tag partner, because they all just thought, oh, he's a tag team guy. But he picked himself up and he became the greatest NXT North American champion of all time. Zach and Trey weren't here. They reunited in TNA. They killed it there. Well, he broke his back to become a top star in NXT. We all aspired to reach greatness together and wanted a legacy, but I was the only one who achieved that greatness. I'm done being a caretaker, worrying about what Zach says or does. I was the one keeping everything together, squashing beefs, waking Zach up for his flights. I'm tired of taking care of him. Where I'm going, I can't have my friends riding my coattails.
Back to the Future.
I know how this is going to go. Me and Zach will have a match. No Merci is coming up, which is a fitting title. But when we have our match, Zach's going to learn that everything I said is true. I'll have No Merci. And Zach and Trey can go back to TNA and have a wonderful career there while he aspires to bigger and better things like the NXT Championship. So on behalf of himself and, well, everyone, he wishes Zach the best of luck in his future endeavors. Pete Dunne interrupts. He walks down. He says, I'm impressed. Look at this. Finally, someone around here starting to figure it out and doing a gamble. Don't get too carried away, though. I beat Trick last week. My eyes are fixed on that NXT title. Joe Hendry's music plays, and Hendry attacks Wes from behind to make up for what he did earlier, and officials have to separate them. A little bit later on, I'm not sure if I've got this. Yeah, Ava announces the triple threat number one contenders match effectively for next week.
Yeah, I thought this promo was very bad. You know what I mean? It was pretty bad. I don't know what it is like. His first NXT promo, at least. Now, I haven't followed his entire career as a heel. Seems like a nice chap.
He is, isn't he?
Seems like a nice chap who has got the skill set of a baby face. He's like an incredible working baby face who just seems like a nice young lad. I see no heel qualities in him whatsoever, and this promo did nothing to establish heel qualities or to like evoke them or whatever.
I'm intrigued to see how he works in ring as a heel. But it is kind of the checklist of NXT of like, right, we'll give you some big high profile matches, big title wins, drop the title maybe a few times. And if you're a babyface, have a run as a heel. If you're a heel, have a run as a babyface. It was like, and some people it works with, like Bron Breakker, you were like, okay, we'll get him on the main roster. And then you're like, well, let's try him as a heel for a bit and then do him in like a tag team, see how that works out.
Tremendous, yeah.
And then you've got people like, and I want to get to her, actually talk about what you think about her potentially going to the main roster. Someone like Roxanne Perez.
I hate you so much, man. Yeah, no.
NXT bingo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, like Roxanne Perez in the middle, yeah.
You know, it's Adam Wilbourn bingo. You say the same things every single day. No, you're right. We have made this point before that it's developmental. It's the thing you do before you do the real quiz, the real deal.
Yeah.
Why not? Some people are. I mean, you might as well because Wes Lee sort of as a babyface out of the title pictures. It's not really call-up season. Yeah, it's why. I mean, it's the place to do it.
When he goes to the main roster, he's 100% going to be a babyface.
Oh yeah, of course. And maybe they think, oh well, who knows? It might take, it might not.
Yeah.
He just did not feel remotely like a heel to me here.
Could be a great match, though, him and Zach at No Merci. That gets made.
Yeah. As long as it's not too melodramatic. I mean, I'm in the wrong promotion. If I'm, trying not to will that into existence. It is the Fed after all. But as long as it don't do too much acting, because God damn it, that's not what these lads are about. As long as it's action forward, then sign me up.
Kelly interviews the tag champs, Axiom.
In Nathan Fraser.
When I'm cleaning windows.
About their title defense later on tonight. And they say, look, yeah, we haven't been on the same page. We've accidentally hit each other and stuff. But it's a thing in the past. No more distractions. No more chasing other titles. We're here together. They put over Chase U, but they say, look, we're locked in and it's going to be the same result as last week. I was really excited for this tag match.
Sorry, I'd say all that again.
Actually, Nathan Fraser basically said, we've had some issues in the past, but everything's fine. We're definitely not going to lose the titles later on tonight. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Huh?
Oh, I need to ring Sam from Sweet Chin Disco. I'm not sure if he's...
Why?
Well, I'm not sure if I've mentioned this, but the tickets for Sweet Chin Disco have sold out.
Okay, so the business has been conducted. You just meet the just on the day now.
It's a week on Sunday, mate. He probably wants to run through some big ideas he's got for me. And Max Caster's going to be there, of course.
Okay.
Prince
just
Nana.
Do it after the podcast.
I know, but Sam's a busy man. And
so how do you know that he's not busy now? Because you're making the call.
He's just said, can you call me right now? And not a minute later.
Well, it's been talking for a minute, so he's probably now busy again. So
no, still free. He's just text again, as you've been saying that.
How did he know that we were asking about his, inquiring about his availability?
Thanks, Sam, for watching.
It's not live.
Huh?
It's not a live podcast.
And you want to mention All In or anything happened maybe prior to All In?
I feel like they've had enough plugs. Okay. I feel like these just get skipped through. Like on Spotify, obviously on YouTube, fast forward, there's a magic button on podcasts on Spotify, 15 seconds plus. It's magic. Every time you hear the friggin' words Crystal Club, 15. So I think that means right now, you think it's a plug, I can say anything I want with no repercussions, okay? I have been debating internally whether WWE is the worst it's ever been in my head. Genuinely, my shoulder's giving us a bit of jib, actually. I'm thinking, right, did I prefer it when it was just, they knew it was slop, and they just said, it's slop, but here you go. I think this smokiness that the purveyors of cinema, this idea that they've seized onto, these fans who think the bloodline is cinema, and now the cinema has, sort of goddamn infiltrated everything. This smug Levesque era, despite being more cohesive, reeks of an attitude and a delusion that I think I hate the Fed more than ever. Do I? Can't answer that because... Oh, Stacks.
Sorry, I'm not in a very jovial mood, guys.
What
What was the deal with that goddamn referee, huh? I wish I could have been the referee. I made it sorted the goddamn out of that Ren Sinclair. God damn it.
But I've got a question for you, Stacks. And maybe I don't want to push your buttons.
I got 3 questions, 3 jokes for you.
Okay, I don't want to push your buttons. What was Tony thinking?
My thoughts exactly. Sort it out, goddammit, but hey. Maybe that Oba Femi, who I just realized Willie didn't actually mention the segment where Tony D was going to be cutting the promo and Oba Femi cut in front of him, but I'll mention it for him. That led to the second appearance of the family on the show, hence the perfect timing, really, for me to get here. May suggest failing upwards, I like to call it.
Yes. Oh, that's a good phrase.
You know what? You can't stay down in the dumps forever. I cheered myself up with some Olympic highlights. I love the goddamn Olympics. And you know what my favorite part of the Olympics is? Those bits of material hanging off the poles.
But the flags.
Hey, what's the deal with flags, Sidgy?
Well, they are fabric often attached to poles that are designed and made to symbolize something, most associated with countries. Different countries have their own flags.
Well,
for like ceremonial purposes and just pride and the like.
The USA flag. I saw it around here somewhere. Stars and stripes.
And the colors that never run.
Exactly. And look at some other countries' flags. You got Japan's flag. You got UK flag. And I really like, you know what? I really like Switzerland. I don't know what the best thing about Switzerland is, but their flag's a big plus. So, 3 jokes, 3 questions for you. Why are flags, Sidge, the most erotic of cloths?
Why are flags the most erotic of cloths? It's so much easier when Hamlet, the part-timer, isn't on holiday again.
At least he'll be here next week, right, Sidgy?
No, he's off again. Isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
How does he do it? Is he on like some kind of like part? I don't know. Anyway, so I can't...
Limited dates, apparently.
Yeah, like the Young Bucks. Yeah. What? Oh. Yeah, Nicholas is conferring with me here. I like this. He's better than him. Why is the flag the most erotic of cloths? Because it's always at full mast.
Good, not right.
Nah.
Why are flags the most erotic of cloths? Because when the wind blows, they do pole dances. Question joke number 2. Since you hear about the kid who bungee jumped from the school's flagpole, what do you think happened to him?
What happened to the kid who bungee jumped from the flagpole? School kid.
School kid.
What happens when you get in trouble?
Detention.
No, but it sounds like detention. Suspended.
Oh, he was suspended. Oh!
Question joke number 3.
So I can tell my kid that one.
And speaking of which, you're telling this one. What do flags and my penis have in common?
What the flags and my penis have in common? So something maybe wank sock related, where it's like there's always some cloth around my pole. Because I'm a serial masturbator. My name is Starks. What do flags have in common with my penis? I'm gonna go with both have a cloth wrapped around the pole.
Good night, right? What do flags and my penis have in common? They both stand at half mast when somebody dies. See you later, guys.
Well, it would appear that Stacks is a necrophiliac. I don't know where to go with this information other than hope that Wilbourn comes back. Immediately, bye, Stacks.
Yeah. So, bye, Stacks. Sorry.
Yeah, he's just missed him again.
Ah, good.
Missed him again.
You're right. How's his mood?
He cheated himself up with some disgusting jokes.
Okay, good.
But he was initially a bit good. I'm not making this up. Nicholas can testify here. He seemed to express like a bit of sort of incredulity at what the hell Tony D'Angelo was thinking.
See, I told you, great minds think alike.
Greatness equals greatness.
Indeed. Anyway, where was I with my notes? Oh, God, I forgot to mention the family walking in and...
Stacks has covered it.
Oh, phew. Thank goodness for that. Right, Chase U were pumped up ahead of their tag title match. Duke Bloody Hudson apologises for last week, saying, look, it doesn't matter who takes home the gold as long as it comes back to Chase U. Riley Osborne agrees. Ridge says, I'm excited and grateful, lads. And Thea, I'm not sure I mentioned this, you remind me of my daughter.
I might have just been on my phone during this. Did he actually say that?
No, he said, Thea, you came out of a situation where trust had been betrayed, but you believed in me, like my daughter. The rest of you behind me now. I'm going to do everything in my power to win. Tonight will be the title reign to end all title reigns.
You haven't even started the reign yet, really.
Yeah, it don't really make any sense, that. Anyway.
See you later.
See you in a bit. See you later, guys.
3 jokes,
Yeah,
3
yes.
questions for
Take
you.
my wife. I said, take her, please. Come on.
Oh, good stuff.
We'll always have someone.
That's good, though.
Oba Femi versus Otis next for the North American title. Hoss battle between the two. They do a shoulder block spot where Femi gets knocked out of the ring by Otis to take us to a break. We come back and forth. Femi knocks him outside. There's a rough-looking bump into the steps off the back of an uppercut from Oba Femi, who dominates from there, batters Otis in the ring, and then Akira Tozawa jumps up on the ring apron. Femi chops him off, and that sort of fires up Otis. He comes back, running shoulder, elbows to the face. Femi's in trouble. Hits a hugely popular Caterpillar. That gets a 2. Vader Bomb.
He just fell on him, didn't he?
Yeah, Vader Bomb.
He's selling being gassed or something, or was he just gassed?
Probably a bit of both. Vader Bomb gets 2, but then Oba Femi's in the corner. Otis climbs up, starts punching him, and suddenly Oba Femi fires up, lifts Otis out. Great, huge, impressive strength spot. Power bombs Otis. 1, 2, 3. He retains the North American title.
3 things here. 1, Oba Femi is very large.
Yes,
it's
indeed.
great to look at him, especially when you've got like a man who's not small in Otis next to him. He's still massive. Great to look at him. 2, the actual finish just looked amazing. 3, and I know the answer really, don't be a dick. My cynical, miserable bastard. It was just not what we wanted.
It didn't hit the heights I was hoping for. I'll give you that.
I thought it was bored of me.
I've got a Caterpillar, got a Vader Bomb, got the, like you say, the finish.
Didn't get the energy.
It was
a frisson.
Just 2 big lads bumping into each other more.
Didn't get that big dumb spectacle. Yeah, I was
high bar he set for himself, Oba Femi, isn't it? Like
indeed. I was honestly a bit bored.
Brooks Jensen. He seems to be talking down the camera about spiraling out of control, hitting rock bottom. Some guys, Briggs, claim they were looking out for him, but they're just empty words. There's one guy who stuck his neck out for him, though, Sidge, and that's Sean Spears. Got him rehired, making sure he was getting home safe. Now he has someone looking out for himself. Well, looking out for him besides himself. Spears is a leader and a mentor. And then he goes, does that work? And suddenly it's revealed. Sean Spears is kind of calling the shots here.
The puppet master.
Corruption continues. After the immediate loss from joining up with Sean Spears.
Yeah. It's absolutely hopeless, this. Absolutely hopeless nonsense.
Our boys, Malik Blade and Ichis Nofe, are watching this and they're going, he's being manipulated. So they've got their
Just in case there was any doubt whatsoever.
and then two more of our favourites. They're not cranking each other's tank. Hank and Tank revealed that they've got a match with the OC next week. I love Hank and Tank. They're the best.
Every day.
Cranking my tank. Hank and Tank versus the Outrunners would be fun.
That would be fun.
Izzy Dame versus Brinley Reese. This was set up earlier by Izzy Dame just inexplicably being nasty to Brinley Reese for no reason. But it's revealed what the coincidence this is. These were both part of the 2022 SummerSlam weekend tryout. So it's a nice showcase, I suppose, for WWE there. Dame got a 2 off a Sky High. Reese slipped out of the over-the-shoulder backbreaker. She went for a handspring. Dane just nailed her with a kick and hit her finisher, which is sort of like a swinging side effect to get the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I can't remember it. I can't remember it.
Okay.
I'm sure it was like short and...
Yes. To the point.
You'll never remember it. Correct?
Fair. Ava, she hasn't got a surname, she's Rockstar General Manager of NXT, gets asked by Kelly about next week's show, and Ava says it's an exciting time in NXT. She hypes the Non Merci Illuminati and announces a twat.
Announces a twat?
Un de trois threat number 1 contender match between
That's a twat.
Wes Lee, Peter Dunne, and Joe Hendry.
Hendry, surely,
Hendry,
because it's Thierry Henry. So if it's
the handball apart from against Ireland aside, what a player!
what aside?
The handball against Ireland in the World Cup qualifier. That aside, what a player! Ginola, what a player, by the way.
Oh, Ginola, don't.
Beans on toast. Beans dans le toast. Beaucoup de beans dans le toast. Fatty bum bum, though.
Shut up, man. Too far. Those pops will be the death of you, man.
Roxanne Perez walks in and says, no one's beating me anyway, with the Eliminator. So I guess that's that.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels hypes up NXT going to the CW, going on the road and getting the Punker and Randy for October. So that's going to be fun.
Aye, sure.
Forgot about what came next. Some of the women are obviously a bit devoed that they're not in the gauntlet next week. But there's Ashanti the Adonis to offer a shoulder to cry on.
Just wants to just get laid, don't he?
You might not have a shot with the gauntlet match, but hey, you got a shot with me.
Just trying to just get his dick sucked. This is all he's doing.
And then Dion Lennox is in the background.
Who?
Dion Lennox. Dion Lennox is there reading a book. And, he read it in a book. And there he's chatting to some girls. And the moment Ashanti the Adonis walks over, the girls go, let's get out of here. And he's like, what are you doing, Dion? Dion's like, reading. Books aren't kind of my thing, I'm a bit more ballsy. Oh, I didn't really get what he meant by that. If he said he's a bit more ballsy, he's just trying to get his dick sucked. Is that the implication?
Yeah. Like, is he sort of insinuating that Dion is trying to appear to be an intellectual purely for the purposes of getting some strange?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, a bit like if you take a guitar to uni even though you can't play.
That kind of, person. By the way. Or maybe just misinterpreting the fact that the guy just might like to read books.
Dion got a win over Uriah Connors on Level Up recently.
How was it?
Decent. 4 minutes 37. Can't ask for any more than that, really, for me. So is the implication readings for losers, basically?
Yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, it is. It's the implication reading is certainly not for losers.
No.
I wish I could be arsed. I tried to do a big initiative at the start of the year to start reading books. And I read one.
On your holiday?
Don't have time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I do, but Twitter's right there.
Yeah.
And it's more like if, I'm waking up, that's what the light on, and my phone's there. I need to know what's going on in the world. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
the information action ratio tells me I do not need to know.
Reading for me is not a first thing in the morning. It's sort of last
Exactly,
thing.
it's the last thing at night. But the thing is, I'm up so early watching this that I'm too tired really to do it at night. And, there's the work and then the kids and then the chores. And I read a book. Really got my attention. It was like The Shards, Bret Easton Ellis.
Uh-huh.
And I got another book, and I was like, it's not as good, this. I might just park that one and start reading for the first time. This is crap to admit this. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Really?
Never read it at school.
Oh, we read it, yeah. We went to see the theatre production as well, I remember, in Birmingham.
And I keep falling asleep. I'm such a cretin, I know.
Atticus Finch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
But it's the turning of the pages and the squinting. I used to be such a vociferous reader.
Yeah. I always think I'm going to go on holiday and do loads of reading. And even before kids, you've got Twitter, I have Spy-Fi's right there.
I know.
I want to lay in the sun, drink cocktails and listen to music. I say listen to music. Listen to music I've listened to the past 10 years on a loop.
Yeah.
I don't listen to any new music. I really should.
It's just, I still contend, when you're in the right mind space for it and at the right time of your life, if you get into a really, really great book, I think it might be the best art. I think I've had more joy and more obsession, I need to do this, than being hooked on a film.
Yeah.
Music's the best, probably.
Yeah. I love the Choose Your Own Adventure books.
What the?
Choose Your Own. It's the Sean Connery. He's got his own line of Choose Your Own Adventure books, where it's like, "Oh, do you go left or right?" I'm like, turn to page 53. I didn't mean that. I meant the other one actually. I love them.
Never read one of them.
Oh, I've got a football one for you. I used to love.
Don't know.
And I've got all my scores written in the back from because it's got a little page to keep your scores. It's basically a cup run. It's absolutely goated. I'll bring it in next time I nip back home because it's pride of place on that shelf. Cup Heroes, I think it's called. And it's like, where do you hit the penalty? Left or right? Right. Left, actually.
The book just ended to say the penalty.
Yeah, basically it goes like, go to this page and you go like, guess
basically.
Guess what? The opposition scored 3 and you're out of the competition. Thanks for playing.
So let's go back and read the other option.
Hey, exactly.
It sounds rubbish.
Keep my finger on that page. It turns out I did score the penalty. See Onana in the Community Shield.
He's banter, man.
He is absolutely class. Main event time.
Ah!
Wow.
Flown by this show, as with every NXT, I suppose. It was Axiom.
And Nighty Fraser.
When I'm cleaning
I'm
windows.
skiving, I'm doing a thing.
Taking on the people who bring us.
Teachable moment!
Indeed, Chase U, represented here, of course, by Ridge Bloody Holland and Andre Chase. Early on in the match, Axiom and Fraser do loads of dives to take us to a break. We come back. Chase and Fraser are the legal men. They hit a double clothesline, double down. Hot tag to Ridge Bloody Holland. He cleans house. Hits Axiom. He flips Axiom over into a DDT for 2. But the champions come back. There's a frog splash by Axiom and a 450 by Fraser. But Holland just kicks out.
So, sorry, who was representing Chase U?
Ridge Bloody Holland and Andre Chase.
And Ridge Bloody Holland has now got a secondary career as a comedian, of course.
Of course, yeah.
What's the punishment for bigamy?
I don't know.
Team mothers-in-law. I really get on with mine. I'm just doing a bit.
Yeah. They tease the spot that they did last week where Axiom almost kicked Nathan Fraser, but he blocks it. Does Nathan? They hit that chasing the dragon finisher of theirs, and you think that's it, but that only gets 2. Andre Chase kicks out, he's back up, big boot to Axiom, and then Holland comes in, power bombs Nathan Fraser into Chase's backstabber. That gets a great 2 count. The fans are loving it at this point. Axiom comes back, super Spanish fly on Ridge Holland. That did look impressive considering the size of Ridge Holland.
Yeah, it did, and I did definitely listen to what you said.
But before Nathan Fraser can do the Phoenix Splash and do the second half of that move,
how many mothers-in-law does it take to ruin a marriage? Just one, mine.
but before, Holland can get hit by the Phoenix Splash by Nathan Fraser, Andre Chase shoves him off the top. Nathan Fraser goes flying into the announcer's table.
More next week, I think.
I
like this bit.
Ridge Holland nails Axiom with a huge lariat and hits him with a DDT finisher. 1, 2, 3. Chase U are tag team champions. Ridge Holland kept his promise, and there is a preposterous amount of confetti as the show finishes. Anne Louise looked over as I was watching the end of this show and went, bit much, innit? Big celebration for Chase U.
Oh, teachable moment!
I'm holding my hands up. They gave Ridge Holland gold, and guess what? You were decent.
Yeah.
You were decent into match. He's decent in the match. This was really dramatic.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a tag team match that involved Axiom and Nathan Fraser, so it's going to be pretty damn good because they're both like incredible talents. But Chase U kept up with them, and it was good. It were good.
It were really good.
It were really good. This. So what's the story, though? Is he just because there's been some accusations that it's Chase U.
It just makes people better.
It just makes people better.
Yeah. Does it with JC Jane.
Ridge Holland was trying to get his way in and cheat a little bit, take some shortcuts. Yeah, it just made him better. So that's the story, isn't it? It's just a wholesome institution.
Exactly. These places are there to better you as people. And put that in the brochure for Chase U.
Yeah.
You might get sacked from school, as we saw in the early days of Chase U, when Andre Chase would just say, yeah, you're fired from being a student. But I was in a very low place after seeing the family lose the Heritage Cup, but this redeemed it all for me. Ecstatic to see them. And like you say, now I'm intrigued as to whether, I assume there'll be a rematch, and that might be the catalyst for the split between Axiom and Nathan Fraser. I can't call who's turning on who, because yes, Fraser the reason they didn't win this match because he got Fraser was the reason they didn't win the match because he got knocked off the top. But Axiom wasn't just like, where the bloody hell are you? I don't know why he's Ridge Holland as well.
Spanish.
What would Ridge Holland sound like if he was Spanish?
Where's bloody tapas? That's what he'd sound like.
Tapas is so great,
Una beer.
I'd load.
Por favor.
Ein beer, por favor. My mate used to say that on Stag Do's, irrespective of which European country it was. What a twat. Ein beer, por favor. I love tapas so much. I had so much good tapas in Menorca.
What's your favourite?
I love a padron pepper.
Ooh.
Love a padron pepper. Cod croquette. Big fan of a cod croquette as well. Garlic prawns. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm not a fan of a fresh tomato, right?
No.
I really hate a fresh tomato. You can sauce it up any way you want. And I love it like cooked tomato and pizza sauces, things like that. If you grate it on the bread with the garlic, olive oil and parsley, God, that's great as well.
Patatas bravas.
You know what's weird? You have anglicized patatas bravas is actually better than the patatas bravas I've been getting in the Balearics. So over here, it's like these cubed potatoes, that like a roast cubed potato.
Just the right crisp, yeah.
Yeah, and then you get like an actual, what's more like of a pastery, pizzery, tomato-based sauce. In the Balearics, certainly the ones I've been to on holiday, it's like a squidge of ketchup, hot ketchup.
Oh.
Like a glossy,
yeah.
It's weird. Super. And I forgot that's how they do it in some places. I was like, Harbula. Remember that song?
Harbizar.
I hate that. I think it might be my least favorite song of all time. That just for the voice.
Harbizar. Every time that one. I don't like Spaceman by Babylon Zoo because it feels like it's false advertising. 30 seconds, let's go. Absolute banger. And then he's just having a moan or whatever. Oh, cheer up, mate. Got a zoo. What's your problem? You want to see lemurs or something? What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, I've just thought the reason why I was smirking so ridiculously there is you've gone away.
Because you're a twat?
No. This is me trying to be somewhat serious. You've gone away, you've come back with all these stories from your holidays or, your experiences. And I just thought, what's it going to be like when he comes back? What was your big food takes whilst you were away, heads? Let me tell you, put some cheese in a piece of bread and you turn the toaster sideways. Boom, cheese on toast. But very happy for Chase U and very excited to see what happens next for them. But let us know your thoughts on NXT in the comment section below or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, they can follow both of us. You can follow Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
Follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. As I said, follow our brilliant producer at It's Adam Nicholas and subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. The AEW Dynamite preview is available right now, but this has been the NXT review. My thanks to Michael Sidgwick, to Stax. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.